My wife Emily was beautiful and smart. I loved her dearly. Blue-eyed and fragile, vulnerable and tender, she told me sadly about her twin sister Carolyn. They were very similar, but their personalities were different. Carolyn was perky and brave, and Emily was tender and tearful. It all happened quickly and tragically. At the age of 11, Carolyn died of a quick pneumonia, and it was as if Emily had lost a part of herself. You know, Nick, you're not gonna believe this, but my cat is not dead. She lives in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, it's not my reflection, it's her cat. Her eyes are darker than mine, almost black. Emily used to tell me when she wanted to remember her sister. I listened to Emily, nodding my head, knowing it made her feel better. Emily and I moved into the little house in town that she had gotten when her grandmother died, and began to live together. We had chickens and rabbits, a garden and a vegetable garden. Emily was industrious and economic. Work was not afraid. Was afraid of only one thing: to cut chickens. She couldn't get her hands on a rooster or a hen, that's all. I knew that many housewives cut chickens themselves. Their husbands do not ask, but I pitied her soul, and so I cut chickens myself. And that unfortunate day we had a fight for some reason. I got mad at her, and she was just about to cook cold cream. Nick, slaughter the rooster, the red-headed one. I'll cook cold soup tomorrow, my wife asked. You do it yourself. What are you, like a little girl? All your neighbors are cutting chickens themselves. And you're bothering me angrily, I said. Nick, I can't do it. You know I can't do it. I'm not your babysitter, I'm busy. Do it yourself. All right, Nick, I'll try, but I'm gonna get a little more prepared. I wondered how she was going to cut the chicken, so I decided to watch her. Emily cried, and then she went into the house. I peeped at her through the window, and she opened the closet, and there was a big mirror, so she stuck her forehead to the mirror. She stood like that for a couple of minutes, and then she went out of the house to the barn. She took out the rooster and, glaring at me angrily, she said, "Why are you standing there? Bring the knife." I obediently brought the knife, intending at the last moment to take the rooster from my wife and slaughter it. But Emily did it all by herself, and very skillfully for the first time. Thanks for your help, darling. I'll go gut the bird. You're really not my babysitter. I stared at Emily for a moment. She'd never been so rude before. It's probably from resentment for refusing to cut up the bird. I should apologize and everything would be fine. It was a cruel mistake. Emily looked at me with a strange expression on her face, slightly mocking and arrogant. She went about her usual business, and it was like everything was normal until the evening. And then there was the bedroom. I suddenly realized that it wasn't Emily with me at all. She was a stranger, demanding, almost masculine, strong and rude. Emily had never been like that. I couldn't understand what had become of my wife until morning, and in the morning I saw her eyes. Not the blue, unkind eyes of the dark night. Emily, what's wrong? I'm so sorry. Emily? I was Emily, but I'm not Emily anymore. Am I your wife now, or do you not like me? Emily, calm down. Honey, you see, when I died, my sister did me a favor and pulled the black cape off the mirror, and I got stuck in it. Emily talked to me all the time. She cried, she missed me, and I helped her when she was having a hard time. And all I ever wanted to do was take her place. And you, darling, you helped me without knowing it. You made her, a helpless crybaby, slaughter a rooster. So she decided to switch places with me. I'm Carolyn, and this is your Emily. The woman dragged me to the mirror and stood in front of it. And then I was really scared. My blue-eyed Emily was really in the mirror. Her eyes were full of tears. Have you seen your Emily, darling? Now say goodbye to her. Carolyn grabbed a comb from the table and threw it at the mirror. Shards flew in every direction. Clean it up, dear. I'm supposed to make you dinner. So I picked up the pieces, but I didn't throw them all in the trash. I kept one shard, and it was in that shard that I often saw my Emily's blue eyes. And Carolyn? Caroline went off the deep end, and I couldn't live with her. I filed for divorce, and I still have the shard of the mirror. The eyes in the shard don't age at all, they just cry. That's the real looking glass.